African women are basically Jake anyway. Most of them, yeah, Sierra. Most of them are Jake anyway. There's some badass, and even among them, there might be a few badass Hamites, man. I mentioned the Ethiopians, you know. There's some bad Ethiopians, man. It's some bad Japhetic people, man. Beautiful Hawaiians. You know, I don't know about them big barrel-chested ass Samoans, man. I don't know about them motherfuckers.
They're like 1 out of 100 of them. And it's just all right what they look like.
Be pounded.
It's some bad, and many of them are mixed. Some of those Japhetic people and Moabites over there in Indonesia, the Philippines, and stuff like that. It's some bad one of them. And I'm gonna hip you up on game. It's some bad Edomites walking around this motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
I stress that because y'all talk about that nation, but you don't talk about none of the other, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't talk about the fact that some of you might be some damn Hamites, man. I'm serious, man.
That's right.
Some of you might be Edomites, man. You steady talking about you know, they raped our women and all that. Well, hey, what if you come? What if you come from one of those people,
Who
you
was
know,
raping?
and you that spirit coming back, man?
Jason Bourne?
Well, look for some random video on YouTube.
Stupid, man.
In about the next 2 weeks.
What you gonna do with the picture?
Okay, what you got, brother?
First Corinthians 2:14, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High,
Right.
for they are foolishness unto him.
Yeah, like this dude, the 14th Street guy, man.
Yeah.
You talking about GMS do Jedi mind trick? No, we don't. We just break the Bible down, man. The scripture tell you, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. And it said, bid as many to the marriage as you possibly can. And where did he tell you to go to bid people to the marriage? So if you couple that up with the fact that you can never do enough to please the Most High, what makes you think in your right natural Negro mind that you ain't supposed to be going out in season and out of season? And first of all, you from New York, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get you a triple goose and call it a fucking day, man. Get you some Timbs and a triple goose, you know, a beanie, and call it a night, man. And stop making damn excuses, man.
Bring your ass down here when it gets hot.
What's up? What, were they messing with this guy?
Yeah, man, they got all of them in that thing, man.
Oh, he must be on something. They got a complaint on him. Go ahead, brother.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High.
Hey, he like Sarge and Batak, man. Y'all are natural men. You don't receive things of the Spirit, man. That's why you thought that was actually locusts. And these two men witnessed you say that, man. Oh, man.
Breaking that damn wrong.
Yeah. I mean, man, them demons got your mind all jacked up, man. They got your mind all jacked up, man. And like I just did a sit down and I explained the whole thing about Audrey. See, when you read the scriptures, when it tells, give me Isaiah 28 where it said line upon line, precept upon precept. Yeah, who is this motherfucker over here?
This is Isaiah 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make understand doctrine?
The he here is talking about the Most High through the Spirit of Yahushua, because it tells you in Revelation that he'll come and sup with you. So that's how he teaches you knowledge. In other words, the more you study, if you are among the elect. Now let me say this, Israel as a whole is the elect, but then there's an elect among like the Israel of God in Galatians chapter 6 verse 16. Galatians chapter 6 verse 16. So there's an elect among the elect. Now Israel as a whole is known as the elect, but there's an elect or chosen among them.
Well, in Romans 11 it says, for the gospel's sake, they're your enemies, but according to election,
Right.
they're all beloved of the Heavenly Father.
Right, that's why it says all Israel shall be saved. But not on the first go round. That's why it says, blessed is he who partake of the first resurrection. No? Go ahead.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
And you should have been just sucking on the titties, man, of the Bible, man. You shouldn't have asked your mama for the keys to the car to go get you some wine and bring back a steak. Go ahead.
For precept must be upon precept.
Walking out with some Devos, man. Go ahead, man.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Like Elder Gabar always says, man, there's things you gotta interpolate into the scriptures. In other words, there's certain things it's not gonna tell you specifically that's in there, and you gotta extrapolate things out of it. You gotta get out understanding out of the context of the lines and the different precepts that you've already read. So what? Say that again.
When Abraham went to the tent with Sarah, you gotta use common sense.
Right, and it says she became his wife. So at that point, she became his wife. It wasn't when she was given to. It wasn't Abraham. It was Isaac and Rebecca. It wasn't at the point that Rebecca was given to Isaac. It was at the time that they went to that tent, and he went ahead and consummated that thing, man. Now you my wife. Before you was just a woman I would look at.
Back in reincarnation.
And there's actually laws on the book. Esau even knows this. There are laws on the book that if you don't, what they call your duty of marriage, which is having sex, that you can file in court for a divorce because that marriage hasn't been consummated, man. All right, so Esau even knows that, man. All right, go ahead.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
Right, what does that mean? It don't mean what the asshole shot y'all trying to say. Like, he's saying we made Hebrew a doctrine, but he made stammering lips a doctrine. All stammering lips means is that we were in captivities where we don't speak our original language. So some people might speak. Hey, we got brothers in Holland that speak Dutch. We got brothers down in South America that speak Spanish. You got brothers in the Caribbean, whether they be in Jamaica, Trinidad, or whatever, or Haiti. They speak a mix of patois. Some of them speak Creole. Some of them speak straight up French. You got Jake out there in the Carolinas, the islands of the Carolinas in Georgia, that speak a language called Gullah. It's like a North American version of like a patois, basically. It's basically slave language. That's it on that. But the point I'm trying to make about all that is that you can't just approach this Bible as if it's not it's a labyrinth, man. You know, the Bible is like a Rubik's Cube, man. You got to keep turning that thing to get all the sides solid, man.
Pray to the Lord to increase your
And you
discernment.
pray to the Lord to increase your discernment and your understanding. That's why the scripture says in Proverbs 4:7, in all thy getting, get understanding, man. That's why there's going to be a purging in Israel, man. Because a lot of you ain't got no business teaching, man. A lot of you ain't got no business teaching, man. Mostly outside of what excuse me, what we title GMS. But even within GMS, there's some of y'all, man, y'all need to up the brakes. And to y'all that it doesn't apply to, like Elder Rakash said, then don't worry about it. If you're doing the right thing, you studying, you getting proper understanding, you ain't going out there winging it, and you know, not living a life of niggerdom. Because that's an issue among GMS too, man. You got guys that live like niggas, man. Ain't no room for all that, man. But if it don't apply to you, then don't worry about it, man. You hear the elders say that. My dad used to say it growing up all the time. That hit dog holler, man. That hit dog gonna holler, boy. It's just like when we get on you women, particularly you nigga women, and we say it that way because we know it makes you mad. But if that ain't you, then don't worry about it, man.
We all don't act like that.
Then don't worry about it. And then you got Nate, Elder Tahar did that video where he was talking about, when Nate was talking about that old school, and he said they taught that if you have an unbelieving wife, let's just cut that real quick. 1 Corinthians 7th chapter, you got to put her away. Man, that's not in the scriptures, man. It's saying if you got an unbelieving wife and she be pleased to dwell with you, then deal with her ass, man.
Vice versa.
But if she leaves, then don't worry about it.
Yep. That's right.
You got Kanai talking with that soft ass voice. Yeah. Wicked. Just wicked. he said, you got men out there that deal with these women. And you know what? In a sense, don't get me wrong, he's right. I done got on men about that too, man. Just going around and sticking your dick in anything, man. That ain't the scripture. Don't tell you to do that, man.
That's right.
If you dealing with a woman, just deal with that woman for the time being. Something's gonna happen, trust me, to show you how wicked her ass is, man. And then if you depart, then you ain't supposed to be sad about that, man.
That's right.
But if she be pleased to dwell with you, you can deal with her, man. In other words, if you want that regular box, if you don't want to have to go to and fro, near and far, high and low, taking bitches on dates and shit. If you don't want to go through all that because you already got your piece, then just chill. That's all. That's all, man. I mean, they act like y'all be throwing subliminal shots at us. We know y'all talking about us, man. But you don't know us like that, man. We got women. We deal with our women. All right? It just so happens sometimes things fall apart, man. Like the roots. Like the roots say. Things fall apart sometimes, man.
1 Corinthians 7.
Hey, but he was the one that told people, him and those other people, he was the one that told them, if you got an unbelieving wife, then you gotta put them away, right? And then Kanai sitting there with the dude that showed, Lunkenberry, showed his baby and all that shit. Wicked. Man, you dudes, man, y'all are a bunch of hypocrites, man. Y'all are a bunch of hypocrites, man. Let me ask you something, Nate. Since you all about the law, right? Is there anybody among your congregation that puts them fringes on their clothes, that have mixed material in any of those garments?
Talking about the black warm-ups?
Yeah,
That's mixed material. That's our mixed
I
material.
wonder if they ever go to the basketball court with them mesh basketball shorts, with the fringes on the bottom.
Put fringes on his comp uniform.
Oh, he said, do you put fringes on your detective uniform, man? He'll probably come back and say yes.
Detective.
So when you wear that polyurethane, that 20% polyurethane and 80% polyester detective NYPD jacket, when you in the heat of battle,
The heat of the night.
are you? Do you put fringes on that? Because according to the scriptures, you ain't supposed to mix those materials, man. According to the scriptures, if you got a cotton garment, it's supposed to be cotton through and through. Go ahead, man. The point I'm trying to make is, man, y'all are a bunch of Pharisees, man. I couldn't believe that shit. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it, man. Now, I will say this: he is right about some of those things. But see, that's the problem with people like the IUCU, man, or how you say it? Is IUIC? That's the problem. They give you just enough truth, but that the scriptures say a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So that little leaven that they give you is a bunch of bullshit, man. But I can't say he's wrong about brothers that sit on their ass all day, being niggas, ain't trying to take care of themselves, or I mean, if you having a bad time, you got brothers that won't even come up to the brother and say, look, man, I'm busted right now. You know what I'm saying? I need to get on my feet or whatever. Is there anybody, among the congregation that can accommodate? And then we'll figure it out. We might not necessarily know exactly what to do right then and right there, but we'll figure it out. So he was right about that. You do got some niggas, and then that same nigga, he'll go trick at the spend all Jeremy, J-Dog, go trick at the strip club. Any little bit of money he gets, he uses it for chambering. He don't use none of it to support the brotherhood, man. The very reason why brothers can get help in this camp, and I know all the other camps too, because I hear the stories. And the other camp is because we put our mind towards helping the brotherhood out, man. That way, if we need to dip into the pool, we can dip into the pool. It's common sense, man.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Good sense.
That's good sense. But good sense ain't common, boy. All right, go ahead.
So 1 Corinthians 7 verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife.
I wonder if Nate is ever gonna come. I know he's not, but I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there. If he ever gonna come back and make a video and say, I never told people to eat pork. I never talked to Elder Tahar on the phone. That's a hell of an accusation, man. That's a hell of an accusation, man. Go ahead, brother. I'm good right now.
1 Corinthians 7 verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Elsewhere your children unclean, but now are
Right, so if
are
you
they holy.
like say if you one of these women out there and you dealing with a man, you ain't got the right to leave that man. You better sit and read your Bible quietly. Right. You better sit your ass in that house and read your Bible quietly, man. And if you want permission to have to be able to look at the teachings of the men of the Lord, you better ask that man. I don't care if he's unbelieving or not. Ain't got no. These people are crazy. But Nate, you told them if they unbelieving, that you got to get rid of them, man. Go ahead.
But the unbelieving, but if the,
Everywhere this nigga go. I mean, everywhere he goes, just a cut here to cut there, man. Go ahead.
but if
And
the
if she's ruining your life and fucking and got you going crazy, then yeah, you may need to leave that woman.
You have the right, as a man, as a sovereign man.
She's not really pleased to deal with.
But that's in the law. And you can discern when a woman is pleased to dwell with you, man. There's a difference between like a woman just being demonic, because these women ain't on nowhere near a level, man. They ain't nowhere near level. But there's a difference between that and a woman that clearly is her only goal is to put hell on you, man. Now there's women that accidentally put hell on you because they wicked, man. Because they don't know no better. Okay, bring it up.
Sirach 25, verse 26. If she will not go as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
This is crazy.
We don't live in no society where we can even really remotely put our women in order, man. And a lot of these women that claiming that they Israelites and this, that, and the third, they're only doing that because they're with you, man.
Yeah, these women.
They only doing that because they with you, and you might have, laid the rod on her good or whatever. Or she might actually really be in love with you. And because she's in love with you, she just doing whatever you doing, man. Let's say you pick up a Muhammad Speaks magazine one day and say, look, baby, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. Look on page such and such. You see what it says right there? That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Buy you a Quran.
Yeah, buy you a glorious Quran. She'll go get an embroidered Quran. She'll subscribe to the Final Call. She'll start cooking bean pies and all type of shit, man. But that'll only last for like 2 months. And then she gonna go right back to her demonic ways. You shall have trouble in the flesh. Go back to that.
1 Corinthians 7, verse 15. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases.
In other words, so if you come into this truth, say you're a woman, I'm gonna give it from both sides. Say you're a woman and you come to your husband, you say, look, I found some information. I'm starting to believe this, whatever. And he's like, you know what, bitch, whatever, fuck you and all that. Hey, don't worry about it. But that means that you can get you a man in the truth. It says you're not bound to him. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 16. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife?
That's right.
But as the Most High have distributed...
Yeah, how you know you're going to save your wife, man, but you sitting there telling people that they got to get rid of an unbelieving wife, man. That's the scriptures is cutting your ass just directly. We ain't even got to break it down. Go ahead.
How about the Most High get rid of you unbelieving niggas, man?
That's right. Go ahead.
But as the Most High have distributed to every man, as the Lord have called every one, so let him walk, and so ordain I in all the churches.
Yep.
Is any man called being uncircumcised? Let him not be.
That's it on that. That explains it. In other words, Nate, you're an asshole. That's all. I said all that to say, Nate, you're an asshole.
Once again,
But then the thing that kills me is you never address the specific accusations against you, man. If somebody accused me of something that was going off in the scriptures, I'm gonna address it, man.
You're supposed to get to be. Niggas are too high-minded to say
Hey,
yes,
Paul,
I made a mistake.
yeah, well, Paul said that. He said, I say this to them that charge me, right?
Yeah.
No? I'm sorry, go.
Well, that's like they too high-minded to even admit that they make mistakes or that they went off, man. And the scripture said you would go off, man. So you so proud, man.
Yeah, talking about, I said, Lord, it's not gonna happen to me again. What do you mean? It wasn't happening to you. You were making it happen. Talking about it ain't gonna happen to me again. You were the one making it happen. You never addressed the fact of whether you told Elder Tahar casting a lot is wicked. You never addressed the fact whether or not, the fact you didn't believe Cornelius was an Israelite at first. You didn't address that. So I mean, man, man, I call you the Sidney Poitier of Israel, man. You just a straight actor, man. Everything you do is so theatrical, is all this and all that. Yeah, you know. Oh, give me Romans chapter 16, verse 17. And so that's why we got our scope on you, man. Which is the word we're about to read. The word Mark and what he's about to read is the Greek word scopeo, man. Keep a close eye on your ass, man. Go ahead. And then they claim, you got some of his followers that are claiming that he doesn't care about what Elder Tahar or any other elders say. But everything, when you watch their videos, all he's really talking about is us.
Well, when we walked up to their camp, what were they talking about? You got brothers talking about they can sleep with these harlots.
Yeah.
What were they talking about?
Yeah, they were talking. Yeah.
The horn dogs of GMS. You know? That's what they was talking about. They won't say it, you know? But they won't directly say it, man. They're not real men, you know?
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
Romans chapter 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division in offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
Yep. Yeah, now he had mentioned, somebody had sent me an email and talked about when Judah had got Tamar pregnant, when she went out there like a harlot. And he mentioned the fact that Judah said, thou hast been more righteous than I. Why was she more righteous? Because Judah had promised his son to her, man. So she was just sitting out there, man. She was just sitting out there without her rightful husband. But then the Lord set it up in the spirit for Judah to deal with her, man.
Twins.
Okay? Now you can read the story for yourself. That's why he said that. It had nothing to do with him dealing with a harlot, man.
He said, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. That means you go leave your wife? Your wife, our wives are harlots. They've been with different men. Yep. Does that mean you just go home and leave your wife now? So that means you sleeping with a harlot.
Yep.
You know?
It's like you playing the harlot.
Yeah, he's the real harlot. He's the definition of harlot.
And first of all, you can do, like say there's a Moabite spot or one of these other nations type spots. You can deal with them just after. You can have a concubine, man. That's in the law, man.
It's your right as a man.
That's your right as a man. Go ahead and pay for that thing. You know? So the point I'm getting at, and the point that I'm making is that You guys, man, you're just emotional, man. Instead of dealing with the reality of matters, you're just dealing with your emotions, man. Because of something that happened years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude Sarge, man, he just I mean, man, that was the most bitter nigga I ever seen in my life. I mean, he was salty as hell, man.
All you niggas, die slow. No, that's more of that.
That's when they
Right, that's the
boys in the hood came swinging.
I didn't even do that.
Yeah, acting like creatures, man. Can't stick to the mission at hand, and that's why your ass got got. That's why your ass got got. You should have just stuck. Yeah, high-minded, heady, willful. You should have stuck to the script, and if you would have stayed with Spartacus, y'all might have. I mean, of course, it was all according to prophecy and all that, but you know what I'm saying. The general idea is that the Most High had them spirits work on their minds like that to frustrate that slave uprising, man. Just like with Judas Maccabee. Even though Judas Maccabee was righteous, it wasn't time for us to take down the Edomites, man. It was time for them to continue on and transfer that thing over to the Roman Empire. That's what time it was, man. So even though he was righteous, the Lord frustrated that plan. You know? That's all I got, man. Anybody that want to speak, y'all speak.
Get Matthew 22:29.
Yeah. This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 29.
Because ultimately, clowns like you just don't know the scriptures. That's why you go off into your own beliefs, and when you go on these videos, call yourself breaking down scripture, call yourself teaching Israel, you just ranting going crazy. All right, go ahead.
Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of the Most High.
Yeah, that's why clowns with Nate's camp. That's why this asshole Charles Ayasha, as he likes to call himself. All right, all these other false prophets out there, they get made to look stupid because they don't know, they don't have a foundation in the scriptures. So their whole understanding of what the scriptures are talking about is flawed. That's why every time we get on here, we either out here on the streets, we make a show. They always get cut easily because you have nothing to stand on. Our foundation is standing tall on these scriptures. And somebody get that. It's in Luke 6:14, I think. It says him dug a foundation and dug deep. It's about mocking a man after he leaves. I believe I can't remember the way to word it. Saying this man was unable to finish.
Y'all speak up.
I believe it's 14. Bear with me for 1 second.
While you looking for that, get that where it say Romans. It's out again.
Right there. Yeah, start at yeah.
Luke,
Hold on.
I did it like you hit it right on.
Yeah. Go.
Luke 14 and 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and all his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
All right. Meaning if you put the things of the world before as your priority before this truth, then you can't be called a disciple of Yahushua. Go ahead.
And whosoever do not bear
his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Right, because you're going to catch hell in this. You're going to have to put in work. That's why we come out here on the streets. That's why we put together shows. All right? That's why we put together sit-downs. So our brothers come out on Tuesday as well as Friday or Saturday. All right? You got to put in work. Bear our cross. Go ahead. Go ahead, Al.
For which of you intending to build a tower sit not down first and count the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it.
Right, meaning you start, you come into this truth, and without you got to consider the cost. You got to know what you're getting into, what could happen. All right, what friends you could lose, what danger you could put your life in, what danger you could put your life in if you just fall out. All right, you got to consider all that. Go ahead.
For which, it's like, least happy after he has laid the foundation is not able to finish.
Right, laid the foundation and not able to finish. Meaning you come in and somebody get a old Matthew the 13th chapter. You come in and basically you fall off for whatever reason. You either the cares of the world get you, or you think you look too crazy out here.
Yep.
You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed to come out here and teach the truth. Your friends might see you and think you look crazy. All right, go ahead.
All that behold it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
Right, meaning you fell off. You started the race, but then you passed out. You went and sat down on the sidelines. That's where clowns like this dude Charles is at. All right, that's why they sitting on YouTube on the sidelines making these videos and these pitch black videos, running their damn mouth. All right, because they fell off. They got found out to be wicked, terribly wicked. Their doctrine was flawed, what they were teaching was flawed, and then they fell off. They got cast out. Now they're bitter as hell. They go to say with him. They go to say with the Batak. All these people that fell out of the camps, the ones that didn't just keep doing the work like they're supposed to. They got all mad and butt hurt. Go ahead. Okay.
I mean, it's no example, no parable.
Hebrews 5:12.
You don't get that. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Hebrews 5 and 12. Yeah, you got it. You got it, brother. I'm right here.
Yeah, because and like you said, we brought this up last week. Y'all need to be taught again. Y'all need to get back to the basics of the scriptures, because I mean, you call yourself going into all these deep breakdowns and these so-called thorough breakdowns you're going to, but then they're off. And they're off because you see your basics is off. All right, you lost it. So now you're just out there winging it, looking bad, looking real foolish, like the brother said.
Hebrews 5 and 12. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have made that one teach you again.
That's what I'm saying. How you gonna be the teacher? How you gonna be the teacher and you don't know what you're talking about? You know what I'm saying? You ain't going into the Hebrew. You ain't going into the Greek. You ain't looking up no words. You ain't doing no etymology. You ain't going into none of that. But you the one teaching. And you wonder why all your followers don't know nothing. You see how they talk to them? How they talk to them dudes in the class?
Yeah.
Oh man, sit down. You don't. Ain't nobody studying. Don't nobody know this. Don't nobody. You supposed to teach them.
We didn't get.
You know what I'm saying? When we in class.
Hey, but what we putting together a project, right?
Yeah.
So it's coming soon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. When we in class, if a brother answers something wrong, we sit there and we make sure that everybody know what the true breakdown is. Yeah. You'll sit up there and correct them and then just go into something else. You don't even tell them what's wrong with what they saying, what's right, and how it's supposed to go. You don't do none of that. So you need to be taught again. Yep. You need to sit the fuck down and start watching some videos your damn self, man.
Well, that's the thing. They do watch the videos.
But you can't receive it because you ain't right.
Well, because he's proud and he's envious, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So that makes people not want to ask any questions, man. If we didn't understand something, and you just basically belittle him like that makes him not want to ask anything.
Right. That's what I said. You're supposed to build up your congregation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got all these dudes running around in these purple Laker uniforms that don't know a damn thing, and it's because of you. It's because of you. Teaching that whack doctrine, man. Your doctrine ain't true. That retarded ass doctrine, man. But you the teacher though. You the great elder. Nah, man.
Hey, Atalo,
Yeah, you took the whole about being called elders. Years ago, you weren't doing that. That's the funny thing about it. 'Cause now you got this whole Hollywood act going. You got the fancy production with the videos. You know, you probably got a Hebrew Israelite a film crew back there working on it, pushing buttons and shit. Got these grand intros.
Yeah, they got the grand production and shit.
I got all that.
I mean, we put a little flair in it just to keep Jake attention.
Yeah.
But mainly, the way we do it is raw, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
we might put a little intro in there so you can kind of know what the subject is. Or you may you may see us put the scriptures up.
Right.
You know, maybe.
That's why I say the intro is the best part of your video, because everything after that is all madness.
Yeah, when we put together our sit downs, it's like, we put together, and the same with not just us, but all the brothers put together. The content, the goods is in the actual information is being pushed out, not the presentation. You put together this big fancy production, be 1, 2, 3 hours long, and all you get is a bunch of dry ass people on a panel talking down to the congregation.
Right. Yep. No edification.
And no kind of edification coming up.
It seems like y'all take pride in building y'all congregation, man.
Yeah,
Y'all talking about building these cats up, man. How you gonna build these cats up? And if you belittle them like that, man, you know?
Yeah, it's funny y'all sitting up on that. Y'all sitting way up. I bet the people in the background, y'all sitting up higher than them, so y'all looking down and
like the dude. What Claude and what's the other guy's name? Claude and something. You were belittling them. You know.
Yeah, they were slow.
You see, hear these names. Now, what do you say?
They called him slow of heart. He said, "What did get for the slow of heart?"
Yeah, I said. Hey, wait a minute. Like Yashawama made the point. It's evident that he didn't really know the guy. The dude must have been new to the school or something.
Right. Yeah.
What if you offended that man?
Yeah.
The scripture say if you offend the least of these little ones, it'll be worse for a millstone to be wrapped around your neck and cast it to the sea.
Man, just don't got a Hebrew name. You gonna belittle him because he got a Hebrew name?
Get a man a Hebrew name.
Yeah, give him a Hebrew name.
He got to learn the Hebrew first. He got to wait till the kingdom before he can learn the Hebrew.
Oh yeah,
Before he even pass the name out. Come on, man.
But they got a third up
making it
there.
into a doctrine.
Yeah.
We making the Hebrew into a doctrine, but you belittling somebody for not having a Hebrew name.
It don't match.
They got Deacon
It don't match.
panel.
It don't match.
And Nathaniel.
You know what I'm saying?
And Nathaniel.
Your doctrine don't match, man. And you proud, man. That's what I'm saying. Pride come before destruction. With your shaking ass, man. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point.
And where you niggas at those over there down the block? I ain't heard nothing from y'all ever since y'all got ran out of Dallas.
Nah, shit, the soup kitchen open back up. Shit. Crushed ass niggas, man.
Niggas went back to the homeless shelter.
What a man think he is something when he is nothing? He's deceiving himself. Cause all that high-minded and that hardy and that high-minded spirit, man, that's what I'm saying. The scriptures, when you come into the scriptures and you understand them, they're supposed to humble you. They're not supposed to make you big-headed. You know what I'm saying? In Sirach chapter 3, it tell you the greater you are, the more humble you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hold that on deck. You got it? Yeah, bring that out.
Galatians 6:3. If a man think himself to be something,
right,
when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
That's what I'm saying. You deceiving yourself when you thinking you hot shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't out here to try to be superstars on this side. Now, do we want to be superstars in the kingdom? Of course. You know what I'm saying?
We will be superstars in the kingdom. It tell you in Daniel that the wise shall shine.
Right.
Shall shine as the stars. You know?
But on this side, that ain't gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. You want to be a super duper Israelite on this side. Nah, right. you still gotta finish your slavery up. You're supposed to be teaching that. Y'all want to teach everything. Y'all want to teach every breakdown y'all got, and every breakdown that you so-called teaching is not according to the real doctrine, man.
But you know what, too? Also, too, let me say this. Give me 1 Peter chapter 1. Start at verse 10. me say this too. Y'all, you know what y'all teach like, man? Y'all teach like y'all preparing to be in this place for 10 years.
Right.
You teach that Huxtable doctrine, man. You know what I'm saying? When the reality of the matter is, you're supposed to hasten the day, man.
Right. That's right.
Y'all don't teach with no sense of urgency, man. Everything is, we gotta build our communities.
Right.
And this.
Right.
What are you talking about? Restore our nation. We ain't gonna be the ones to restore our nation, man.
Right.
The Lord, you got it? Go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 10, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently.
No, go start it. I think 7.
Just start at the top. Just start at the top, brother.
Verse 1. This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 1. Peter, an apostle, Peter, an apostle of Yahushua and Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia.
Oh, by the way, that dude, Pastor Patterson, on that movie, he was talking about the Galatians being Gentile. He just told you that they were scattered in Galatia, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
Yeah, Bithynia.
Bithynia, verse 2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of God, the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience, and sprinkling of the blood.
Sanctification means holy, being made holy, cleaned up. Go ahead.
And sprinkling of the blood of Yahushua and Mashiach, grace unto you, and peace be multiplied.
Go ahead.
Blessed be the power and the Father of our God, Father of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection.
What's the lively hope? Is the lively hope to go around building businesses and making soup kitchens? And
No.
that ain't where it's at, man. First of all, the crux of this truth is suffering, man.
Right.
That's really the crux of it, man.
Right.
The really, if you are of the elect, the only way to really strive through it is to accept suffering, man. That's the crux, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
By the resurrection of Yahushua Mashiach from the dead, verse 4, to inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and the fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you,
Go ahead.
who are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time.
Right. Ready to, and that's happening. He's being revealed in the last time. Right. You guys are hiding him in the last time. You covering the Lord up in the last time. You shutting up the kingdom of heaven in the last time, man. And I know we keep harping on Nate, but that's to anybody that's teaching the wrong doctrine, man. You're shutting up the kingdom of heaven, man.
So like you can stay in this one.
Yeah, so you can stay in this heaven. And what's great, like the 14th Street guy, like he honestly believes that we ain't supposed to be hastening the day. Like them demons them plagued his mind so much that he thinks it's a Jedi mind trick for us to be telling you to hasten the day and to be angry about what goes on in this society, man.
Enjoying his frosted donuts and orange juice too much.
And his house. Go ahead, brother.
This is verse 6. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, through now for a season, if need be. Ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations.
Through manifold temptations, man. And a lot of that is going and heaviness, man. And most of that's gonna be among our people, man. Those people don't make you feel good when you go through the hood, man. You be mad as hell, man. You see what goes on, and they then hey man, this brother, one of the brothers, man, he moved into an apartment, man, like the first day they kicked his door in. They kicked his door in and stole all this shit.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. How can that make you feel good, man?
Hell no.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 7.
But see, you know what it is? You're arrogant against the Most High. You're proud against the Most High because you and Yohanan and all these people, you believe that you can draw people unto the Most High. You can't draw nobody unto the Most High. The spirit of Yahweh Shai got to draw that man to the truth, man. That's right. It don't matter if a brother spoke the most eloquent sermon in the whole
Don't make a difference.
universe. It don't make a difference. If the Lord don't want him, the Lord don't want his ass, man. You being arrogant and proud and thinking that I can just grab a guy that looks like Shaft and
just anointing myself.
anoint him and tell him he's a jank. Oh, but
You know what he say? I was the greatest speaker.
oh yeah, just do.
You on the outskirts like a
man.
motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I want to say where's being humble in that? You know what I'm saying? I was the greatest speaker, and I was the this, and I was the that.
What are you talking about?
That ain't got nothing to do with it, man. That ain't got
That has
nothing to do with
nothing to do with it, man. That literally has nothing to do with it, man.
You said ask about him.
Go ahead.
Oh man.
No, he wasn't out there. I don't know exactly when he went out there and started teaching, but he had linked up with CeeLo Black. But that was King Cap, man. And that dude was crazy, man. Remember I used to tell you, I'm like, who is this?
Remember he was on what's that, Ustream
Yeah, I
going
remember that
crazy?
shit.
Oh man, he used to go crazy on Ustream, man.
Like, who is this nigga?
Who is this? Go ahead, man.
This is verse 7. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than the golden, than of gold, that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory.
Y'all want to live them comfortable lives, man. I mean, this dude, the 14th Street guy, he actually said, 10 years from now, if I hear any of y'all say them words, man, listen, I'll put it to you, I don't care. Hey, what if the Most High does make it go 10 years? But if I hear you say them words, man, I'm kicking you out the camp, man.
Your head is somewhere.
Your head is somewhere else, man. That's showing that you're not hastening the day.
Right.
And then Nate mocked. He said 1 year he's supposed to be in concentration camp. Listen, just because we know the scriptures say we don't know the exact time when these things are going to happen. We know things got to play out, but we do know it's still going to happen.
I've been in a concentration camp. That's what you think America is. Ever since the white man brought his ass over here, been a concentration camp.
Yeah, I don't know what you call them private prisons, man.
Guantanamo.
Okay, bring it up.
Second Ezra 2:13. Go, and you shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you.
Right, you're supposed to pray for a few days, man. You're supposed to hasten the day, like Paul said, man. I mean, I'm not Paul, Peter. You're supposed to hasten the day.
I would say Psalms 49 apply to a nigga like that.
That's
Your
right.
end without is that this place gonna go on forever.
That's right.
Because ye of your father the devil.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's too many scriptures to debunk what you're saying. Go ahead, brother.
Go, and you shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
Pray that the days might be short.
Right.
The kingdom is already prepared for you. What kingdom? Is it this kingdom? It ain't. Well, first of all, how you trying to sit here and gather the community together when we got the kingdom of heaven coming, man? And you got Baptists walking around, man.
After the birthday.
Y'all remember that movie, Baptist?
Yeah.
Hey, give me that in Psalms 49. You got bats walking around, but you're trying to gather that together as a community, man. We gotta gather our sisters. And hey, we not even saying that there ain't no, somewhere, there's somewhere.
Right.
Ain't nowhere to be seen. They must be informed on a pod in Mars somewhere, man. Cause I don't know where they at.
I know they ain't downtown.
And they'll say, well, our women, they. Man, stop it, man. Go ahead.
Psalms 49 and 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
And that's how you acting, man.
Right.
That 14th Street guy, that's how he's acting. He's acting like it's going to continue it's not going to continue forever, man. And anyway, we know it ain't going to be no 10, 20 years, man. Stuff is getting too hot, man.
Right. The prophecies.
The prophecies are speeding up.
Yep.
You know?
Got something.
Okay, bring it up.
Ezekiel 12, starting at 26. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say that the vision that he seeth is for many days to come.
Right.
And he prophesied of the times that are far off.
That's what you know what? They said that to Noah, man. Noah was out there preaching for 120 years, man. You know. They were laughing at him. Water from the sky, nigga. What are you talking about? They don't even probably didn't even have a word for rain.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
They probably didn't even have a word for rain. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 28. Therefore say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore.
Right, and we in that time. Can we give you an exact date? No. I mean, we can tell you little dates wherein Esau and these other nations want to get certain things accomplished, like what just passed March 23rd, where pretty much that's when they start implementing all of the policies in these different places for Class 2 devices, man. Which gives way to a RFID, which that's another thing you went off on, Nate. Talking about you can't buy nothing with RFID. What the hell do you think Speed Pass is?
Yep, man.
It's RFID. Pump your gas.
Yep.
I got one. Oh, Gehenna gonna tell me I got the market.
Yeah, you can have the market piece from anything.
Hey, Speed Pass. Yeah, this is the market.
Yeah.
You go, you fill your thing up, you swipe it, you fill your thing up, swipe it again, you pay. And it comes off of your account.
Oh, man.
It's just a tracking device. Well, I hope it tracks you into one of them concentrators.
I'm telling you. You gonna be up in that motherfucker with your Laker uniform on, looking simple in the motherfucker.
Fringes of concentration camp.
Go ahead, brother.
But the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power.
There you go. That's it on that.
Yeah, somebody got that in Sirach chapter 3. That's what I'm saying. I would say the best way to learn these scriptures is to humble down and listen, man. It said you got to be 18. It said you got to be swift to speak. I mean swift to hear and slow to speak, man. You got these dudes that's talking all this madness, and they have a stock